The weight thing, though, this is the last thing we're gonna cover. Is the fucking. So did you guys see this one going around? That basically that don't weigh me cards.
Yeah.
So basically, it was a pretty hot one. I saw everyone posting the cards.
I love that you can order them too.
Well, that's the thing. So the whole thing is
just like a bit. Someone's like made this their business.
They did make it their business. Like, so you basically hold a card and it says "Don't weigh me," like to the doctors or whatever. And the premise is because at first, so it's very stressful. And this is what they say: it's very stressful every time we go to the doctor. We get weighed. I mean, in Danny's case, stressful for the scale. Or obviously you've never read this article.
Well, yeah. Also, like imagine you bringing your kid in and it's like literally part of their growth of like if their weight goes down, you go, yeah, your kid's pretty sick. Like he's growing, his weight should be going up.
Yeah, I don't think this girl's weight's going down. The only thing that's going down is the fucking boat she's on.
His energy hasn't changed. His soul's the same, so I don't understand why we got to throw him on a fucking scale.
And then she goes, this stress is in part caused by the health damage caused by weight stigma. So sometimes when you go to the doctor, whatever's wrong with you is half of the fault of it is that you have to step on the scale. A small group of rebels, this is what they said, there's a small group of rebels is discovering that we don't have to be weighed every time we go to the doctor. It sounds like a large group of rebels, if you ask me.
A small group of rebels dealing with heavy diarrhea has found a fucking loophole in the system.
But it's like, even if any of this is true, where they go, hey, I don't want to be weighed or whatever, the card thing doesn't make any sense because, you know, the doctor...
Say it.
Yeah, the doctor goes...
That's like, remember when they did remember when they did the mask mandates, and then everybody was like, no, just like print off this card, and then whenever someone says you have to show a mask, you have this like card
that says I'm not wearing a mask.
No, that says like I have an exemption from wearing.
Like, or just say that.
But also, but like you don't, and then I guess that's different. But then people be like, I have this card, and then they would take it to places, and people are like.
But a guy who has a fucking PhD, and you're gonna be like, and you pull out your card, you're like, yeah, wrong. That was your donut card. Also, you're free. You're good for a new half dozen. Oh, sorry, wrong card. Sorry about that.
Paul and Solda were saying that actually does work. That they respect the restriction. The
exemptions. You go have exemptions.
I guess Canada's more aggressive than New York. So people do walk around and they go, oh no, I have a medical exemption. That's what Soldo says. He's big on that.
He's big on that. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, there is a few places that will like respect your exemption.
You go, I have an exemption.
I mean, so even now there's places in Canada. Where did I go last night? Where like I showed them, they're like, I don't care. Like they even were like,
I got asked a few times.
What, you have an exemption card?
No, I'm just saying, just showing my Vax card, and they were like, they couldn't, because like the theater.
No, they
give you. No, they didn't. Like they were. I've been to places where they're like, you know, see your ID, and then we went somewhere yesterday, and the guy didn't even look at it. Like I was like, just like I was like that. Like,
oh no, they've been pretty strict here, man.
Yeah, they are.
Place asked me to fucking. They wanted a Vax card if you want to drink your coffee at the place, and I go, yeah, I'll just drink it somewhere else. I'm not gonna fucking do this.
I mean, dude,
sit down at your stupid table and
drink coffee by the fucking studio. They make you do that too. If you want to, they literally, I got coffee before the shows.
Madness.
And they're like, are you sitting down?
Yeah. Getting a coffee being asked for your fucking Vax card, so funny. But well, they definitely don't want to be asked for their weight, though. That's the thing. No. So it is somewhat similar. You're right. And they go, if stepping on the scales is not stressful for you or your child, that's fine, no problem. But for a lot of people, it find it stressful, and for a lot of the structural damages of the scale, they go, hey, I'll tell you what, we're gonna get one leg on each scale. We have two scales.
They have like the male fucking scales or whatever, like those industrial.
Yeah. The loading. Oh, I'm gonna step on the scale. No, not here. We got the loading dock out back.
What's the Publix? All the Publix have them when you walk in for some reason.
And you step on it?
You can if you want.
Weird. But lots of people find this stressful, and this article provides support and empowerment for people that say no. And they said healthcare providers are the key contributors to weight stigma. So doctors are really in the scope here for their weight shaming. Yeah. Sort of is like my
doctors
joke, basically.
And carnies, basically. they basically, every doctor, they're just going to make every doctor now just train for a weekend at the carnival. I go, fine, sure. But then also you go, okay.
You have to just guess it.
Yeah, but then the doctor's like has to guess.
They go, we have two ways. He goes, hey, do you want to step on the scale? I don't step on the scale. scale. You go, okay, we have a second weight. We bring the guy in. He comes in with the outfit. he goes 155.
Yeah, he's just always on call. He's just always in the corner.
All right, bring in the carny.
They have a carny working at every hospital.
But the carny obviously has a system.
The doctor gives him a quarter. He goes, all right, do your thing. He goes, hey, 155.7. He goes, this guy's fucking good. She goes, what? How do you know? He goes, he's good, right?
Yeah, I forgot to give you my other card, the no carny weight guys either.
The carny's watching through one of those fucking no reflection mirrors. So he's like, that's problem. Yeah, no problem. Obviously, that's your right if you don't want to do that. Can I just have you spin around? One more time, a little bit slower. Just a spin. Just a spin.
he gets the call on the thing. We got a bank now, 175. Oh, shit. Every hospital has a carny working for them now.
That's so good.
They go, so why do we get weighed every time we go to the doctor's office? And why do they always want our kids to get weighed? They're making it seem like a conspiracy. Like, what is it with these doctors?
That was the kids thing. I go, like, yeah, they need to know if your kid's like malnourished.
But they're sort of saying it's like a conspiracy. What are these doctors up to?
What are they?
Yeah, once they leave, the doctor's like, hold on. Door shut. Do you see how fat that fucking kid was? Bring the nurses in. Holy shit, we had a chunker in here. We had
to weigh him twice.
Holy cow, that kid was a butterball.
Yeah, like the doctors are betting on it. That's the reason.
Yeah.
A lot of what it is called, it's just a medical ritual, just like the white coat. But being weighed is not a critical part of healthcare. But it has become a way that healthcare providers practice. So I feel like I guess if it's not relevant, then whatever. If someone comes in and they go, I have a cold, then if they're like, why do you, let's weigh you, I go, but like, I've been to I don't get weighed that much when I go to the doctor. Like, it's not, like, to be honest.
No, for checkups.
That's probably, the person who's writing this, it's like kind of like, you ever?
Yeah, it's necessary to be weighed.
Do you remember that story that I have where I went to when I went to jail and me and my buddies all went did the drunk tank and they took my pants off or whatever and then we were all in different cells and I was like, why are they taking our pants? And all my buddies are like, we all have pants right now. And it was like, what the fuck? Why don't I have my pants then, right? Yeah. And it was true. And I was saying it's kind of like this thing where these 600-pound people being like, they weigh us every time, and people like me, I'm like, yeah, they don't really weigh me because they probably don't think my weight's going to be a factor. But if you come in like 600 pounds for like diabetes, like it probably is more likely to be relevant. Like if you're sick and you're like really out of shape, it's probably more likely to be tied to that.
Also, yeah, I think that's if you go in, then it's related to weight.
Yeah, so if I don't think I ever really get weighed by a doctor that often.
Yeah, I don't think that happened
maybe when I was a kid, but like why? Why would they weigh me?
No, they don't.
Yeah, so it doesn't really happen to me all that much, except for I usually get weighed because I like tell the doctor, you think I'm not 200? He goes, sir, it's really not necessary. Bring the scale out.
Bring the fucking scale out.
I go, I'm fucking weighing. I'm beefed up right now. I'm beefing right now.
Easy. You're
Ryan,
not 200.
And then he goes, Ryan, can you take those lead weights out of your pockets?
I got the weights in the pockets. I bet you thought they were lead weights, man. That's just a fucking dong. Small dicks are out again. He goes, based on our informal research, so the fat card people have done some informal research, the best response to the automatic request to please step on the scale is, oh, I don't get weighed, or oh, they doesn't get weighed. That is funny. Just like a chunky family comes in, the doctor pops in, the mom goes, oh, no, we don't weigh as a family. Yeah, we don't
we're not a weight family. He goes, I disagree.
We're not a getting weighed family.
Yeah. The funniest part is the people who probably like need to be weighed the most are the good ones.
Of course.
That's obviously, who it is. You know what I mean? Yeah, we don't get weighed as a family, but you guys came up the elevator as two separate groups. So, you know what I mean?
It really is a weird thing that having that mom was like, the kid's like, okay, I'll step on this. No, you don't get weighed. We're not a weighed.
You don't get weighed.
You don't get weighed. I don't get weighed.
This kid just eating a donut at the doctor's. I don't get weighed. 9 years old. There's another donut.
Like, we can't get on that scale unless you put a ramp.
You have a ramp for the scale.
Yeah, that's so funny. Okay, all right. Well, if you're gonna weigh him, don't count the scooter.
You have to weigh the scooter separately and subtract it.
Because the scooter is most the weight.
Yeah, that's mostly scooter. They go, we accounted for the scooter.
We got scooter guys here.
That's minus the scooter.
based on our informal research, they said that. So just smile and leave it at that. Most of the time, you'll just get a strange look from the doctor or a surprised grunt or comment, but they'll usually move on. So the doctor might just grunt when you tell him that.
He grunt. That's the doctor trying not to laugh. I don't see why you need to weigh me.
No, it's when you get the card. The card
goes, brought a bag of chips to the fucking office. Weigh me? You know what I mean? She's fucking hand deep in a fucking bag of Ruffles, and the doctor's like, all right, yeah, I guess we won't need to weigh you. You know what I mean?
We'll just mark you down as to be continued.
Obviously, you're not done with the Ruffles, so that's gonna add a pound or two. You guys got dip here? Isn't it a fucking doctor's office? There's no French onion kicking around.
You're dipping any of these cabinets. The doctor goes, usually grunt. That's why we created these "Don't Weigh Me" cards, to remind yourself that it's okay to not automatically step on the scale. If you like, you can just give these cards to your healthcare workers to help explain why you and your child may not automatically get weighed. And there's one more funny part, but though they go, then they did like a bit of a Q&A of in the thing where they're just like, yeah, some of the common misconceptions, and it was like, one, you need to be weighed. You don't need to. It's kind of that.
Yeah.
But one of them was a question. What about watching my kid's weight so it doesn't get too high? Like, what about if you need to? And then the girl goes, answer, too high for what? She said, too high for what? We've been told that we're in charge of our kids' weight, but in fact, the kids' bodies are in charge of their weight. So too high, I don't know, too large for what? If the weight gets too high for what? I don't know, to fit down a slide maybe? Like something like that. Could be
to get out of the door frame? Like, is there no...
Yeah, I mean, obviously the thing, what he does really mean too high, like too high that it's unhealthy is like obviously what they mean, but...
I do the same thing selling drugs too. That's a half ball right there. Okay, well, we don't really weigh.
We're not a weighing drug dealer operation.
It just really doesn't look like you gave me 2 G's. All right, so either you trust me or not, because right now you're starting to offend me.
Here's my don't weigh the weed card.
We don't weigh. We don't weigh.
We don't weigh weed card. I'm actually offended that you'd even ask to try to weigh my...
I'm pretty offended that you would even ask.
We don't weigh weed cards.
We don't weigh. Look, it's a half, okay? What do you want?